Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are here to talk about season 10 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Honey, I did not know that I would find myself back to the Love and Marriage Huntsville streets, but here we go. So first, I am actually enjoying season 10. It was a really great episode. 3 things that I want to recap from episode 1. I want to talk about Destiny and Lance. 2, I want to talk about Maurice, Kimmy, and Munster sitting in the kitchen talking about Maurice's case. And then thirdly, I want to talk about Ariane. Now, I don't normally call Ariane. I normally call her Miss A. But honey, since she's made her debut like officially on the show and Martell is talking about paying for her nursing degree, I guess it's okay to start back calling her Ariane. So we're going to start with Miss Destiny Payton and Lance. When your dating lifestyle is microwavable, you end up having a story like Destiny Payton. It's quick, hot, and unforgettable. Episode 1 was really a vivid snapshot of a whirlwind, microwavable speed romance where Destiny's story for this season is going to come off to many women as both cautionary and impossible to avoid. When you dive in too fast with a man without really seeing the full picture, you get a microwavable relationship. It's like she was drawn to the surface level things of this man. You know, the aesthetics, the immediate attraction, the immediate attention that she would get by having a man on the show. All she knew was that this man was Miss Neal's son. And you have to understand that even though you know their mama, sometimes the apple don't fall far from the tree. The children are an exact replica of what the parents are. But then sometimes the kids are not a good reflection of the mama and the values that the parents are. There's something completely opposite. And so you can't think that just because you're dating their son means that they're going to act like they got some home training, because sometimes that's not the case. So Destiny brings up something about Thanksgiving time, that this man sends her a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm not on social media, so I didn't see the post like that. But she says that he immediately posts a picture of a new baby on social media, and she is complaining and saying, Lance, you didn't tell me anything. And I don't know about y'all, but it was just a look on Lance's face like, why should I tell you? It was almost like Lance knew this wasn't a serious or deep connection, and his nonchalant reaction reflects that. Like, he's like, I sent you a happy Thanksgiving, but then he turns around and posts a baby photo, a new baby, as a matter of fact, immediately after. And he was acting like Destiny had no right to be upset. And I know we haven't seen that actual scene yet, but that's what it seems like it's leading up to. But I will say this, it's a perfect example of how some relationships that start hot and fast, like something out of a microwave, don't really hold substance or respect beneath the surface. Like so many others, when you find yourself involved in a little quick fling, deep communication just isn't expected because you didn't build the foundation of the relationship on that. So why would Lance even think Destiny needed to know about something as significant as a new baby if they hadn't built that kind of relationship? And honey, if a man is not clear about things in a relationship from the beginning, they will sideswipe you. Like in this case, hide a baby. You have to understand that it sets the stage for confusion, hurt feelings, and a whole lot of side swiping moments. Because don't think this is the last moment if you continue on this relationship. There's going to be a lot more moments like this. And if you don't play your cards right and lay them on the table correctly, the other person ends up blindsiding you by life-changing revelations, which can feel like betrayal. And the thing about being in a microwavable relationship is you get exactly what you ask for. Something that feels good for the moment, something to hold you over until next time, something that fits the mood right, but will never truly nourish you or stand the test of time. Destiny never allowed for the layers of the relationship to develop. And when you rush or you keep things casual just to satisfy immediate desires, you miss out on getting to know someone for real. And honey, maybe that was the plan. But listen, if that's going to be the plan, make it a plan of luxury where you spend his money and you go on luxurious trips and eat extravagant. Right now, it looks like Lance played in her face. So we're going to move on to Maurice, Kimmy, and Munster. And y'all, you know, I really did not agree with the scene between them where they were sitting in the kitchen and Maurice was asking Munster like, hey, did you hear about what happened with my case, that it was dismissed? And I'm not going to be too hard on Maurice because he really is a good dad. And I don't know if Love and Marriage Huntsville just kind of set him up this way or they didn't even show the entirety of the conversation. But what I will say is I feel like that look that the camera panned in on Maurice, I feel like that look was for everybody else who was talking about this case and thought he was guilty. Like, CC, I told you. And it looks like he was trying to have that conversation with his son. But really, y'all, that conversation was for the people. It was for everybody else who had something to say about the case that he ended up beating, that he ended up winning. And that may be his way of parenting, you know, when it comes to Monster. Monster is 18 now. So maybe he's trying to, you know, just be a little bit more direct. But I did not agree with that scene. Like, I feel like Monster missed the whole point. I feel like he was talking over Monster rather than talking directly to him. I did not see a lesson in that moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see a lesson in that moment for Monster where he'll be able to apply this situation to his everyday life. Because if I'm not mistaken, Monster's going to college. If not, he's a senior in high school. He's well on his way. Again, I will say Maurice gives the vibes that he is a great dad. I have not had a problem with him all this time that he's been on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just did not like him in that particular moment. Now, last but certainly not least, I don't know how to feel about Ariane making her debut on this season. I mean, y'all, it's been a long time coming. I kind of feel like a lot of us are over it, but we're here for it. And of course, with you know who not being on the show anymore, I feel like that if you was gonna try to switch it up, now would be the perfect time to do so. Like, I think anybody could have seen that coming. I think anybody could have saw that the minute that you know who left, that they were gonna bring Ariane on the show. I do feel like eventually Ariane is probably gonna be a regular on the show, especially if her and Martell continue to date. And Martell is already talking about buying her a ring. Now, whether they have a real relationship going on or whether they have some type of agreement, that's just not for me to say. I mean, I would really have to see how Ariane acts and how she acts in real life just for me even to make that judgment call. But I just really don't know what to make of her being on the show. What do y'all think? You know, that scene with Miss Neil and Martell, they left so many details out when it came to that. The only reason why this story blew up in the first place on social media because people thought that Miss Neil was picking a side. They thought that she was picking Ariane and Martell's side rather than picking you know whose side. And I feel like in this scene, there were so many details left out. And if you was a fan who watched the mess off the show, then you knew exactly what this was talking about. But if you were a fan who's just dedicated specifically to the show, it could be a little bit confusing. So, honey, maybe that's for the writer's room or production. But that's just me outside looking in. If I didn't know what was going on, I would have been a little bit confused and it would have made me want to go research to see what that was all about. I also thought about it. Maybe this is their way to just try to introduce Ariane on the show where they have multiple people talking about her. Like they're just trying to ease her in where some of y'all will be nose blind to when she really step on the scene. Y'all, that's gonna wrap up for me episode 1 of season 10 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I said, I really enjoyed the aesthetics. I enjoyed their whole little setup, their little 1-2-1-2, and I really like where the storylines are going this season. Like, I feel like I don't know anything, and the show seems way more interesting to me without knowing anything because I haven't been following them on social media. So if episode 2 is giving what episode 1 was giving, y'all, I'll be back next week. If not, it is what it is, and I will chime in when I can. But y'all, those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Hey guys, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel.